Barcelona sent fans into a frenzy with an unbelievable comeback against Celta Vigo. In England, Manchester City quietly closed in on the top three after a late but composed win at Everton. Meanwhile in Serie A, Scott McTominay thrilled Napoli supporters once again with a lone goal that secured all 3 points. Thierry Henry declared Paul Scholes the greatest Premier League player of all time. Lewandowski risks missing the Copa del Rey final due to injury. And Cherki faces backlash from Manchester United fans for a controversial celebration. This is the April 20th football news update on Football News Now. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the hottest updates from the world of football in the past 24 hours. Barcelona pulled off a breathtaking 4-3 comeback win over Celta Vigo in La Liga matchweek 32. Ferran Torres opened the scoring in the 12th minute. But Barca quickly found themselves trailing 1-3 after Borja Iglesias netted a hat-trick in the 15th, 52nd, and 62nd minutes. Dani Olmo pulled one back in the 64th. Then Rafinha turned the game around with a stunning double, equalizing in the 68th and sealing the win with a penalty in the 90+8th minute. This dramatic victory keeps Barca at the top of the table and in control of the La Liga title race. Manchester City secured a 2-0 away win at Everton in what may be their final visit to Goodison Park, extending their unbeaten streak against the Toffees to 16 games. Though City weren't dominant. 18-year-old Nico O'Reilly broke the deadlock in the 85th minute before Kovacic sealed the win in stoppage time. The City keeper was in top form, denying clear chances from Brentford and Doucouré. The win lifts City to 5th, taking advantage of the Premier League's 5 Champions League spots next season. Aston Villa impressed with a 4-1 win over Newcastle. Ollie Watkins needed just 1 minute to score the opener. Fabian Schär equalised in the 18th minute. But Villa exploded in the second half with 3 unanswered goals, Ian Maatsen in the 64th, an own goal from Daniel Byrne in the 73rd, and Amadou Onana in the 75th. This convincing win keeps Villa in contention for a Champions League spot. Brentford ended a 9-game home winless run with a 4-2 victory over Brighton, cutting the gap between the two to just 2 points. Brian Bumo starred with 2 goals and an assist, while Yoann Wissa and Christian Nørgaard added the others. Brighton pulled 2 back through Welbeck and Mitoma, but couldn't recover after João Pedro was shown a straight red card for unsportsmanlike behaviour. The win also ended Brentford's 5-game skid against Brighton and reignited their European hopes in a season where the Premier League offers an extra Champions League slot. Southampton claimed a valuable point in a 1-1 draw at West Ham. Jared Bowen opened the scoring early in the second half with a clinical counter-attack, but in the 90+3 road minute, Kyle Walker-Peters' deflected shot fell perfectly for Leslie Ugarteau to fire home the equaliser. West Ham's winless streak now stands at 6. While Southampton need just 1 more point from their final 5 matches to avoid setting a Premier League record for fewest points in a season. Bayern Munich solidified their Bundesliga lead with a 4-0 rout of Heidenheim, who have the league's worst home record. Harry Kane struck first, followed by goals from Konrad Laimer and Kingsley Coman to make it 3-0 by half-time. Joshua Kimmich added the 4th after the break. Heidenheim's lone threat was thwarted by keeper Jonas Erbig. The win ends Bayern's 3-game winless run and extends their lead to 9 points, while Heidenheim remained stuck in the relegation playoff zone. Napoli secured a narrow 1-0 win over Monza in a tense affair. Both defenses held firm for most of the match. But the breakthrough came in the 72nd minute when Scott McTominay unleashed a decisive strike to earn all 3 points. Despite not dominating, Napoli showed championship mettle and remain in the Scudetto hunt with Inter Milan. Paris Saint-Germain beat Le Havre 2-1 in a match that held little significance after clinching the Ligue 1 title. Desire Du opened the scoring in the 8th minute, and Goncalo Ramos doubled the lead in the 50th. Issa Soumaire pulled one back for Le Havre in the 60th, but they couldn't find an equaliser. RB Leipzig were held to a 1-1 home draw by newly promoted Holstein Kiel. The visitors stunned the hosts with a goal from Shuto Machino in the 44th minute on a swift counter-attack. Leipzig struggled to create chances and only equalized through a Sesko penalty in the 72nd after Openda was fouled. Openda later scored, but it was ruled offside. Keeper Peter Galaxy had to be stretchered off after a heavy collision. Kiel remained just 3 points from safety and still have hope of avoiding relegation. Manchester United are exploring a swap deal involving Marcus Rashford and Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins as they look to beat Arsenal to the England striker. Rashford, currently on loan at Villa, has impressed with 1 goal and 5 assists. If Villa choose to sign him permanently, Watkins could be included in a potential exchange. Despite scoring 15 goals this season, Watkins has recently lost his starting spot. United are willing to add cash to sweeten the deal. In a surprise take on Sky Sports, Thierry Henry declared Paul Scholes, not Ronaldo, Shearer, or even himself, as the greatest Premier League player ever. The Arsenal legend said Scholes was underrated and that if he had Scholes in his team, he would build everything around him. With 499 appearances, 107 goals, and 11 Premier League titles, Scholes was the silent mastermind behind United's success. Even Xavi once called him the best central midfielder he'd ever seen. Ryan Cherki sparked controversy with an inappropriate celebration after scoring at Old Trafford. The Lyon youngster grabbed his crotch in celebration, angering many United fans. Though he impressed across both legs with 2 goals and an assist, the lack of discipline could cost him a move to Manchester United, who are reportedly tracking him with a £25 million release clause. With manager Ruben Amorim aiming to instill a new culture, player recruitment will be more selective. Despite a less-than-ideal exit from Manchester United, Antony had kind words for coach Ruben Amorim, who greenlit his loan move to Real Betis. Speaking to ESPN Brazil, Antony said, "Amorim is a smart manager. I wish him luck." This contrasts with comments from Antony's agent, who previously criticized Amorim for believing his client didn't fit the Premier League. The saga between the 3 parties may not be over, but Antony is clearly trying to keep things civil. And that wraps up the hottest football stories of the last 24 hours. The season is entering its final stretch with plenty of twists and turns still to come. For all the latest updates, stay tuned to Football News Now. That's it for now, see you in the next video.